That's right. We back. Let's go. What's up? 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 What is up? I am Jay Reed, and I am accompanied by my beautiful co-host, none other than the one and only Shaquetta Shante.
Hey, y'all.
And we are back again, y'all, for another episode of the Computer Love Podcast, episode 13, baby. 13.
Damn.
13.
Damn.
13.
Damn.
13. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into these church announcements, baby. Because we back like we never left.
Back like we never left.
Hey, my baby got some peach cobbler here. Ooh. If you're not watching this on YouTube, I'm about to do some, hold on. Let me,
Before I get into the announcement.
Before you get into this, I'm about to do some ASMR real quick for you guys. I only learned what ASMR is because my daughters are into that weird stuff. But basically, it's just hearing people eat, I guess.
No, you don't have to do all of that sound effects. He is overreacting on the sound effects. All right, sound effect.
Woo! My baby put a draws in that peach cobbler. Put your foot in there.
We were talking about peach cobbler since you had surgery. I was like, I'm gonna do a peach cobbler, and yeah, it just did not happen.
She put that in a skillet. Man, she whipped that thing up. It was good.
Real fast.
Yeah.
Whip it real fast.
If you want the recipe, it's on our Instagram page. Just check that out. But let's get into these church announcements, baby.
All right, y'all. Thank you all so much. Thank you for following, sharing. Thank you for just, rating, commenting, engaging with us. It has been a journey, okay? Especially these past couple of weeks, my work schedule has been
My
crazy.
baby been gone, y'all. I ain't seen this woman in so long. Thought I was gonna lose my mind, man.
He faking,
I was all
y'all.
sad and stuff. He's
faking. Even though my work schedule was hectic, I still made time. I was like, all right, they saw one of the pictures we posted. If they follow us on Instagram, we was like, all right, date night, we are definitely going to go spend some time together. Right. But with that being said, and talking about work, I definitely want to wish everyone that's going back to school from pre-K the 12th grade all the way through college, higher education. We are wishing you all a safe.
If you're going back to get your GED, whatever you about to go to barber school,
much success. We are wishing you much success.
You're going to get your CDL, or
yes, all of that.
All that.
All of it.
Going to learn how to be a nail tech. And
all of it.
Some more of this peach cobbler, y'all.
We are definitely wishing you the best of luck, the best of health. Be wise going back to school. I recently found out that I believe South Carolina is not requiring masks in the classroom or at school.
That don't surprise me at all.
So, yeah, just parents, children, all of the above. Just do what you can to help keep your children safe. This Delta variant is supposedly hitting youth, the younger children, harder than the initial COVID-19 strand. So just wishing you all the best of that luck, health, strength, support. We are rooting for you.
You're so positive. You always just so positive.
Not always. I try. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give a little positive, motivational moment.
I think the people need that, babe. I think that's what we need.
That's what you need. That's what you need. That's what you need. I got what you need. All right. So y'all know I've been sharing my love lessons. And this love lesson is simply, everyone is not your assignment. period. Okay? Exclamation point. That simply means everyone that you meet is not your assignment to, you have to like make them better. Like if you love someone and you see their potential, and this is platonic, romantic, friendships, business partnerships, like whatever, when you see someone and you see their potential, sometimes you want it more than they wanted at that time. And you have to love people where they are.
Especially if you're in like a mentorship type of role anyways.
Yeah.
And you see someone not living up to their potential. It's like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah. And you want to like almost like push them. Like you want to push them there. Because you see
what they don't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that.
Like you don't see what you can become.
Yeah. And it's hard to take your hand off of that sometimes. It's hard to not push them. However, you have to, because if someone isn't ready, then they may reluctantly do it, but they'll probably end up, right back or further back because they were not ready at that time. Yeah. So in saying that, that does not mean that you don't want the best for them. That does not mean you're going to stop, pushing for them and supporting them, but you have to love them where they are. And sometimes that also means leave them where they are.
Yeah.
That's it.
That can be tough sometimes.
That can be tough.
For sure.
And you know what? That kind of goes along with the chat room question.
The chat room question.
Take me to the chat room.
Chat room.
What we got for the chat room question?
The chat room question is, should I give unsolicited advice? I'm only trying to help make them better and make that situation better. So this apparently, because it was a longer phrase or a longer paragraph, but this is a woman to a man. Should I give my unsolicited advice?
As a general rule of thumb, I would say no. If a man does not ask you for your advice or for your opinion, it's probably best not to offer it. However, I could say that all day long, but if you're in a relationship with somebody, this woman is going to give you her opinion regardless of whether you want to hear it or not. But the fact that you're asking this question leads me to assume that this question is kind of heated. It has some oomph to it. It's not just easy as just ask or just offering some advice, or else you wouldn't be asking this. But as a general rule of thumb, men don't like to be told what to do, and especially if we didn't ask. If you see that I'm not taking care of my dog correctly, and then you say, your dog wouldn't be sick if you would do this. It sounds more like criticism and that type of thing, because you've been watching me doing it wrong, and instead of offer me. So it really, you have to come at it correctly. You have to offer it correctly. But as a general rule of thumb, you got to pick your battles. And if it's a battle, and he didn't ask you for it, and
you might want to leave that alone.
Leave it alone. Yeah, leave it alone.
I 100% agree with you in reference to delivery, how you do it. And then personally, what I try to do, and this is even in like a relationship or a friendship, is I ask, can I give you my advice? Or, just to kind of, one, make sure that they are open to it. Because sometimes people are not even seeking advice. They're seeking a listening ear. Yeah. And so if that's from a place of you all are having a conversation, you have to be able to read a room, even if it's only two of you in it. Being able to identify, is this a good time to offer advice?
Yeah.
Do they even want advice right now? Or are they in a place of just needing my emotional support?
Sounds like that question is more of not being able to read the room, because it sounds like she doesn't know. She's saying, should I give him advice? Because I don't really read this correct. I don't know if I read this correctly.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's literally just time. It may not be that time for you to give that advice. So let's say if it's something involving like how he or she handled like a family member, how they spoke to the family member, or something with like if there's a child involved, or a work related issue or something. Whatever it is, you may have seen it from a different perspective, because it's different when you're not actually in the situation and you're looking from the outside in. So 100%. If you saw something and you wanted to share it, then you just don't impose and just say, you gonna get this because I didn't really like that.
Right.
But if you like, hey babe, or hey girl, can I give you some advice on something that I noticed, or whatever. And depending on their response, most people will probably be like, what's up? Or they might be like, now is not the time.
Right.
Tell me this later. So I think it is 100% okay to give your advice, unsolicited advice. I think you should ask. I think there is a way that you can ask someone, would you like my advice on a particular
you could
thing?
definitely ask. I do agree with that, because I've actually used that tactic before myself, because I was in the Air Force. I was a first sergeant. As a first sergeant, not only are you over the enlisted people, but you actually have to correct people who outrank you. So I had to correct officers and things like that. So there was a major, and she was wearing her fingernails were out of regulations. They can only be so long, or the fingernail polish cannot be. This was back in the day. You can almost do like any damn thing nowadays. But the color can't be like flash, whatever. And so I'm not just gonna go up to a major and be like, hey, you need to fix that, right? Even though she's wrong and that's my job, I'm not gonna do it like that.
Absolutely.
So I was like, ma'am, do you mind if I correct you on something real quick?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, please, 100%. I was like, your fingernails, they're out of regs, And I told her, I said, according to regulation, have to be this. And she was like, oh, okay, I didn't realize it. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that was that.
And it was well received. So that it definitely is a way that you go about doing it. So regardless, sis, you can definitely give unsolicited advice, but it is definitely how you do it, your delivery, and just. And
if a man wants advice, he'll typically I'll ask for it, or you'll kind of know that he wants advice or he needs help with something. But if he hasn't mentioned it to you, he hasn't even told you what the issue was that he's having, and you just I would. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but you're not going to go wrong by just holding that advice until he actually shows signs that he needs some help.
And that now like I said, I would probably just ask, because sometimes people some situations, they don't realize that, sometimes if you've done something one way for so long, then maybe you don't even realize it can be done a different way and get a better result or make a greater impact. So again, I would just say, hey, can I offer you some advice in this situation that I saw? Or can I tell you what I've noticed? Just different ways of saying that I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not telling you that your way is wrong, but maybe I saw how the reaction of, something was on, if this is dealing with other people, then maybe you saw, like, that really hurt her, but you didn't see it because you turned your back, so you didn't see the impact, but I did, so just different things like that.
But in reality, like in the real world, where like in a relationship, I mean, there's so much unsolicited advice, and it's just natural. I mean, in a perfect world, that's what you should do, and you should have that as a guy, like your North Star, to know where you need to get to. But whenever you get off track, but let's be real. I mean, we all if you don't like something, you're gonna let the person know.
And that could potentially harm a relationship.
Absolutely.
So you have to, even though you may not do it all the time, I would not give that a pass. Like, I wouldn't say like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the reality is maybe you've had some relationships not work because you felt entitled. Like, shoot, I'm in this relationship with you. You gonna get my, opinion. And though your opinion is valuable and you should be able to give it, the way that you're doing it is not well received. And that can cause strife in a relationship, and that can cause a man to be like, yeah, no, you're not my mama, and it can cause a woman to be like, you're not my daddy. So it can go both ways.
That ain't what you were saying. I'm your dad now.
That is so funny.
But no, that was a good one, babe. That was a good one. Ready to move into the chat or topic of the day?
Topic of the day.
Topic of the day.
So the topic of the day is literally, it's a question. Is premarital counseling important before marriage, of course? So is counseling before marriage important for relationships?
Sorry, y'all. I'm smacking on this peach cobbler. This delicious peach cobbler.
I want some right. The only thing I want some right now. That's gonna be the first thing I do as soon as we cut this off. Straight down.
Only thing I'm missing is like whipped cream and some ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream.
Woo!
Yes.
What you talking about?
Sir.
The question was, is marriage counseling a good move?
Premarital counseling, yeah.
Premarital counseling a good move? I guess. I mean, I ain't never done it. Maybe that's why I'm two for two.
You are crazy.
I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I can't give advice on something that I ain't never done, and I don't know the effect. I don't know if we had gone. I mean, we did counseling, so we did like not premarital, but
during.
Yeah, but like what are you gonna learn in premarital counseling? Like, well, I don't even know what the fuck. I don't even know what I would learn.
Start over. No.
I don't know what I would learn in pre. Like what? Why? I mean, I know what I want to do. I'm grown. I know. Premarital counseling was my last 2 marriages that taught me what to do and what to do better and what I'm not going to accept and what I'm not going to put up with. But I think life is just a growing process. I mean, to answer your question, I don't think it can hurt. I mean, but just being real, it ain't my type of thing. But I would go if it's something that you wanted to do or if it was a requirement for you. I mean, I would go and I would have an open mind and I'd be all ears to whatever advice they had. But it ain't nothing that I ever thought was needed or, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you got issues before you get married, then I don't even think you should get married. If you already need counseling, then what the hell? So, that's just my opinion, though, because I don't really know too much about it.
My opinion is absolutely. I absolutely 100% think that premarital counseling.
How did I guess that, y'all?
Is
how many of y'all are surprised?
100%. Yes. And it is something that I definitely intend to do before getting married. And I agree with you.
How long is premarital counseling?
I think it's different, like, programs. It's different, maybe a few sessions and maybe a couple weeks. It's not like an
online version we can do?
No, we're like, it would be like a in-person.
Like, can we do like on udemy.com? Like just do like the $9.99. No, you get like a certificate or something?
We are going to like someone's office.
What?
Yes, I think that premarital counseling really gives you tools and techniques to fighting fair. I think that when people get married, some coverings, some layers are removed. Some things are.
That is true. Marriage, and that's a whole nother topic about marriage and the benefits of marriage. But a lot of things change once you get married.
So a lot is uncovered, and I think that counseling gives you a perspective, an unbiased opinion, in an unbiased, setting, because if 2 people are coming into something and you've done it for how you've done it, just like how you say, like, you know what you like, you don't like, you're set. You're set in a certain way. And I have my like experiences and things. So when you are going in and you're getting a fresh perspective and someone is able to tell you like, no, that ain't gonna work. That does not work. That is not, so it's good to have a fresh perspective for someone to really sit down with you and literally uncover some of the things that would be uncovered later down, like
Right.
later on in the marriage. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're right. I guess it's fair. I mean, it's a fair point, and like I said, I don't see how it could hurt. It's just one of those like things that it's just you don't really hear about
yeah, you know, and I
us
think
doing like fucking going
right. Well,
marriage counseling.
that's a whole another
Yeah.
conversation is the stereotype or the label with counseling in general, and especially in the African American community. However, I will say that a lot of my friends that are still married did premarital counseling, and literally what, like, you know, they shared, you know, just different things, not things that was uncovered, not like, girl, this is what happened, you know, in it, but on some, listen, it really made us step out of like, you know, just maybe finances, how, like, just deep stuff that maybe you didn't even think about. Because like, you know, some people, they've been together for 5 years and they did it like this for 5 years, and then when they get married, now you're like literally bringing everything together. So someone that is trained in that, that is, you know, went to school for that, and they know like deep questions like to ask, and showing you how to grow and fight fair together. I literally have heard, seriously, people say, like, if we did not go through premarital counseling, we probably would have been divorced.
Wow.
Like, you know, just because, like sometimes, you know?
mean, so yeah, no, I mean, I can't say that you're not right. I mean, you're right. I just wonder though, were they successful because they went to premarital counseling, or were they successful because they're the type of people that would even think to go to premarital counseling? And the type of people that would even think to go to premarital counseling is probably going to be the type of people who are going to try to work on their marriage and be mature about it.
Yeah, that's a good point that you brought up. However, there has been like those, in most cases, one party thinks that it's not necessary. Like one, like there's at least one person, like for real. It's at least one.
I wonder who that
person
is for us.
that thinks like, what? Why we gotta go do that? Why are we sitting down telling somebody, you know, or you know, or like, we ain't gotta do all of that. We have talks, and we talk every day.
Exactly.
You know, so there is at least one person that kind of thinks.
You know, maybe what it could be. It could be that, because for me, and I'm thinking maybe if I typically think if I think this way, then other men probably think this way too, is that I just don't have a whole lot of respect. Well, and I don't mean this in a negative way. I just mean that, like, I don't have a whole lot of respect initially, or just, you know, off the top of my head right now, thinking just the concept of a stranger telling me, you know, what I need to do. Because I don't know you, I don't know what you've been through, I don't know your qualifications. I just can't give you that type of respect off back now. Like, maybe if I knew something about you and I was like, maybe I read your book or I saw you on TV and I was like, man, this guy knows his stuff. Then maybe I'm like, yeah, I want to talk to him.
Well, I think that's a good point. But we do the same thing when we go to a doctor. You're going to a stranger initially.
That's true.
And you're trusting them because they certified in it. They went to school for it, you know. And so I think that we have to start looking at it like that as well. Of, you know, how many instances in life do I put my life in someone else's, you know, hand? And so if I want my marriage to work, if I want to be successful in my marriage, and that doesn't eliminate you know, problems from arising, but it does really help you, like I said, tools and techniques. That's like you're going to work on a car and you have no tools, you have no, it broke down, you just standing there. So are you trying to, well, I got a screwdriver for this flat tire, and that doesn't
oh no, it's like I don't want, like, I just, for me, and I know I'm probably totally wrong in my view of what it's like, it's probably totally wrong, but I just don't want somebody who read a textbook to be trying to teach me something when you haven't lived it. Like, I don't want to feel like I lived and experienced more than my counselor, my psychologist. Like, I don't want to feel like I have more to share than you did, because I'm 42 years old. I've been married twice. I have kids. I've done it over and over again. I know what this is, and I know the errors. I don't know everything, and I know I have a lot to learn, and I would love to learn, but I want to learn it from someone who I respect and I think can teach me something.
And so, are you tired of getting it wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that this is the same thing of
no, and I agree. I just want it to be. I'm just telling you the issue of why I think men probably don't want to is because I don't know you.
and then, but like I said, too, even with some of my friends, some of them it's been the man that has that's something that they wanted to do. No, that they suggested it because it can also be. If they have experience with it, if someone else, like if their parents did it, if it's a traditional thing that, go through premarital counseling, it hasn't always been the man that was reluctant. And the people that I've heard, the good stories from. But I think for me, like I said, the best way that I could try to tell someone that has that type of concern, and that's a valid concern, is the best thing I can say is in reference to saying that, like, I'm trusting someone that I don't know if they have, it's literally the same thing with a dentist, a doctor.
I guess you just look at it differently though, because now it's like I'm sharing with you my emotions, and it's not because with like my shoulder surgery, it's pretty much like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. The game plan is laid out. Once I'm done, suture it up, boom, 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 bam.
But do you know how?
Whereas a psychologist or a counselor, it's tailored. It's a lot of it is subjective. A lot of it could be opinion. A lot of it could be your own experience, and that's why I think it's different. And I don't want just
Do you know how? When you get surgery or something, and you have to go under.
You
gotta.
You
know what I'm saying? Like
stuff.
that for me is scary.
Yeah.
Like
that's the best part, man.
No, when I went and I got the first time I've ever had to like go on anesthesia was like getting my wisdoms removed. I literally cried because my concern was like, am I going to wake up? You are given so much.
Some people don't wake up.
That's what I'm saying. What? So what can be the worst that happens in premarital counseling and or counseling for any fact or therapy?
No, I agree with you. It just wasn't something I even thought about.
Yeah. So I would just to sum up how I definitely think that it is important for more reason than one. Maybe even right now you may feel like your relationship doesn't need it. Like, we good, we laugh, everything is peaches and cream. It's not always going to be peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying?
It'll benefit because I'm going to say some things about you now. Like, let me tell you about this woman here, what we need to work on.
And you know what then they'll probably say, that's your first mistake.
Oh, see, don't go in there with that attitude. Because if you're wrong,
that's what I'm saying.
Because if you go in there thinking that and they actually agree with me, they're like,
right,
you do that.
However, normally the attitude that you came in with,
we're doing this premarital counseling thing now.
The attitude that you came with, it like, let me tell you about this woman right here. They probably like, oh, okay, so tell me about you. Tell me about you first before we get into. Let me tell you about him. Tell me about you. Tell me about how you handle certain things. So I am 100% ready for it because I definitely think counseling in any form makes you hold a mirror to yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that's always good. I don't think it'll always be comfortable, but I definitely think it'll be valuable.
I think you're absolutely right, babe. I think that was awesome. What I want to do real quick though is I'm gonna take a picture of the way that I'm sorry, y'all. I'm working on my cussing. I'm working on becoming a better person. But I just want to take a picture of my way my dog was laying, and I'm going to insert it into this video because she looks so retarded the way she's laying over there.
All right. So that was really good.
All right. So closing question?
Let's go to the closing question.
Closing question.
Closing question.
Ooh, what we got, my love?
What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Buy Bitcoin, buy Google, buy Apple. Every dime you have, put it all into those. Actually, you know what? Just buy Bitcoin. Just buy as much Bitcoin as you can when it's 2 cents.
That's good.
That's it. No. I'm sure you're talking about like life advice.
But no, that's good. Like investing. Like I think that is a really good thing that at 20, most people at 20 wasn't thinking about.
Yeah.
I wasn't. So
No, I'll give you a real answer, but come back to me on this one. I'll let you go first. Because obviously you can't give yourself advice to buy Bitcoin. That's just teaching someone the future or telling someone the future.
Yeah, but that's probably something that you do now, and that is something that you would tell your 20-year-old self is to make better
100%,
investments. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that that's really big.
Yeah.
And I think what I would probably tell my 20-year-old self is probably to be gentle with yourself. And I say that I think at 20, maybe like women in general are more focused on relationships sometimes.
Is it in their 20s?
Yeah, like, and it all depends. Like, and this is some women, and a lot of women that I personally know.
Okay, because I don't know if that's true for most 20-year-old women. They're not interested in relationships.
Like if you came out of high school, for example, with your high school sweetheart, you are absolutely focused on your relationship or building. Most women or most people in general, when you think about them being in that age, most women thought they would be married with children by 25.
Really? Okay.
100%. Now think about it. This whole dynamic of women having children later on in life just started happening. If you think about your grandparents and
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why I'm saying, like, if you said it used to be like that, yeah, but like nowadays 20-year-olds ain't trying to get married.
You're not 20 either, and I'm not 20 either. I'm saying when I was 20.
Oh, you saying when we were 20?
Yeah, like you said, you're something you would tell your 20-year-old.
Oh,
self.
yeah, back then.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
absolutely, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Like
gotcha.
now,
I think about like now, telling a 20-year-old now, like these girls ain't trying to.
Your 20-year-old self.
Tracking, yes.
Yeah, because it was the dynamics was 100% differently. It's just started, changing now. So that's what I would say is to, be more gentle with yourself, focus more on yourself, focus on just like you don't have to do everything right then so fast. Like you don't, some people were trying to like buy a house like right out of college. Like, it was like, okay, I got to get my education out. It was just so much you're trying to do at once. So I literally just say live.
So do you think that, because you did make a good point that that's how it used to be and nowadays girls are not really thinking about that. So do you think that the fact that girls are not really thinking about that nowadays is a problem? Because what you just said was you would be more like these girls are today back then. That's what you would tell yourself.
No, because I think even it doesn't need to be, it does not have to be where it's, you make a 180. Like you change completely around. It's balance. I think that the advice I would give my 20-year-old self is to balance and to be gentle with yourself. That's not saying go to the far extreme. Okay, so you're 20 years ago, a woman's focus was, being married and having children at 25 and living this, white picket fence life, and you just, thought that you would have already met like that person by then and y'all would be financially like building together. But that's not everybody's story. And now I'm not saying to tell my 20-year-old self, girl, just live, just do it however you would have did. Like, don't even be concerned about it. No, it's literally just having balance, being gentle with yourself, and just preparing the process, preparing, and while you wait, prepare. So when you do get those things, you'll know how to maintain it.
Do you think that you would feel that way if your relationship had a blossom and worked out and y'all like happily married today? Do you think that you would still give yourself that advice?
Yeah.
You would? Mm-hmm. So if it would have turned out to be the perfect marriage and you're happy, you would have told yourself not to have gone down that road?
No, I'm not. And again, it's not making a complete turn and it's not going down that road. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you're 20, if I was 20 and married or 20 and single. It's to be gentle with thyself on that journey, in that process, is to understand that everything doesn't have to happen right then. Everything
Gotcha.
is not going to happen right then. But wherever you are, be gentle with yourself. Know that you're doing the best that you can. Prepare, plan, and then when you get those things, then you'll know how to maintain it.
Okay. Beautiful. I would say, because I was just being silly with that first one, buy Bitcoin. Even though I'd
Yeah, I thought that was
be
great, actually.
billionaire today. I would say for me, my advice to myself would be to pick your chin up, because life is going to get really good for you. No, let me say this: life is going to get better for you.
Love it.
Yeah. Not that life hasn't been good for me. I've been very blessed for a very long time. Well, I mean, I've been blessed my whole life. You know, born in America, with freedoms a lot of people don't have. Just a lot of opportunities. So my parents, you know, weren't rich, but, you know, I never missed a meal, that type of thing. So, I'm definitely very blessed, but there's been a lot of stages in my life where I'm like, man, I just didn't even know what my future was. It was so bleak. And I've been through that several stages throughout my life, and just, it's always been okay on the other side. It's always been okay.
Yeah.
And I would tell myself, you know, because I did not think it was going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, back then I just
yeah.
did not know that I would be here today. You know, it's almost like sometimes I look at a picture of my 19-year-old self and I feel like I just jumped into a time machine.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was me right there.
Right,
and this is me, like, as a grown man now. It's like a
Yeah.
time machine. But it's wild. I'll just tell myself, be okay. It's going to be better. And even right now, like, my 60-year-old self is probably telling me now that it's going to be amazing when you get here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
and I was like, one of my philosophies was like, you have to actually think like that. You have to think that what you're doing now is you're doing it for a version of yourself later. Like, there's a 50-year-old version of you right now waiting for you to pass this baton. And are you going to pass them a crappy baton, or are you going to pass them a good life? And that's really how I started looking at it. Like, because I was a 30-year-old version at one time. Not virgin, a version at one time.
Version of yourself,
I was a 20-year-old version, and
Absolutely.
like, that person, you should have been doing more and passing me the baton better. So just gotta make sure that, you know, for that 50-year-old version waiting for me.
And that's
Give it to 'em.
exactly what it is.
Yep.
It is not, you don't have to change anything. It's literally just progressing and knowing that the next version of yourself, or the next stage of your life, or the next level of yourself is going to demand more of you and to give it. So when you do get to that next stage, then you can full on enjoy it and not have regrets. And I wish I did this.
I don't know, do you? Because I truly feel like if I look back at the 20 or even the 30-year-old version of me, I'm 42 now, so just 10 years ago, the 30-year-old version of me it's a different person. Damn sure the 20-year-old version is a different person. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Like, this is a different person.
Every you definitely see yourself in different stages, or your different thought processes and how you dealt with things. Growth, and it should be growth. Hopefully for most people is is growth, and not that you did it the other way around, like you. But in honest to God, for some people it is like that. That
like what?
They did not grow as they should. Like, you know what I'm saying? That they've gone through some things.
Yeah, if you don't look back and you're the same person you were 10 years is a good amount of time for you to be a new person.
But some people really feel like, because like you said, and there are going to be places in life, there are going to be things in life, obstacles in life. And sometimes, okay, so I use this as an example. I see homeless people, are like drug addicts or whatever, and my heart literally breaks because I feel like their life wasn't always like that. Now there may be some people like, but there was a point in their lives, I'm sure they probably look back to, if it's 10 years ago and they were finishing college, but something happened and now this part of their life, they're not doing well, and they're probably wondering, like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? And so my prayer and my hope is for that person that the next phase of their life, they will be able to look back and say, gosh, like they grew from that stage or they came out of that.
Yeah.
But that's not, everybody's story isn't right now to look back and be like, man, that like I got better. Some people right now.
Some people don't get better. Some people, your lives go downhill. Some people have horrible lives. Some people just live a life of nothing but torture. And, I don't understand these things and how the way the world works. And we can come up with our own conclusions to whatever we want. But life is not fair. Not everybody. Yeah. So I always will say that I'm blessed and lucky 100%.
Grateful. I am forever grateful.
Absolutely.
Well, babe.
That is a show. But before we go, we got to hit them with a few of these. This or that. This or that. All right, we could do a 3, 4, 5, whatever I feel like. This monster drink. Sorry, I'm not trying to burp in y'all's ear. It's just a little bit more ASMR for y'all. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Would you rather live in a trailer park or live in the projects?
As long as I got a roof over my head.
Trailer park or projects? I'm not talking about like a trailer like in Cross all by itself in the country. I'm talking about a trailer park where it's a whole compound of trailers.
I've seen those too.
Or the projects. You ever been to the projects? Yeah. They got projects in Cross?
They don't have to be in Cross to have been to them.
I know they got like a small project, but I lived in Chicago, so I've been like the projects, like Cabrini Green and the actual projects.
Which one are you going with, then?
Me? Well, for one, it would have to depend on which project, because some projects it's just you gonna die. Mm-hmm. It's like that, because you walk by, especially like Cabrini Green, like you walk by and it's like, what's that you claim? And it's like you don't even walk by that damn project. But there's other projects. It's just like an apartment complex,
And then there's some trailer parks that even if it's a trailer park, they're nice trailers, and it's not always like
heroin addicts and meth addicts.
Like a trailer park, whatever you give. So
honestly, I would if I had to. There's two totally. One part of me says I'll live in the projects, like if I was like younger, single, because we got a lot of good looking women in the project. But thinking more maturely, I would probably say a trailer park, because I would probably own the trailer. At least I had some type of ownership. I have the trailer, but I think just I'll probably enjoy the projects more. Just I don't know. As long as it was safe, man. I don't know. Would you rather never be stuck in traffic or never get a cold?
Never get a cold.
I'll take some colds to never have to be stuck in traffic.
That's funny.
I will take some colds. I'm already get colds, so I can drink orange juice and try to prevent it, but I can try to wear a mask. But if you can get me out of traffic, that would take so much. That would give me so much of my life back. How much time?
Oh, okay, now so much of your life
here in Charleston, South Carolina.
It's not that bad.
It is. If you live in Charleston, please put in the comments how horrible traffic is here.
I've seen worse.
There hasn't been a day last week where traffic wasn't at a standstill because a car crashed. If you were telling me
like some LA traffic or something.
Well, that's even worse, but just traffic in general.
But, a little, if it doesn't put me like maybe 30 minutes out the way, all right, cool.
You don't drive downtown every day like I do.
Well, that's true.
That traffic, especially now the schools, man, look.
I don't like being congested.
I sneeze every once in a while if I can not have to do traffic. Would you rather forget who you are or forget who everyone else is? Have you done that one already? Mm-hmm. Forget who you are or forget who everyone else is?
Forget who everyone else is.
Why?
Because I need to know who I am. I think it would be, I won't say fun, but it would be like intriguing to meet different people over. Like you already meet people on a daily basis, but forgetting who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that depends on who you are. Like, if you are a horrible person, you might want to forget who you are. Yeah. But if you, have a good heart and you have a good, view on life and you love people and stuff, I think that you will attract the same type of good people, and hopefully you'll attract, those things will make you remember more of the good people.
I would have to say I would have to forget who I am. I couldn't imagine living in a world where I didn't recognize my children. And that's really the biggest thing for me, honestly. That's the deal breaker for me, is not being able to know who my kids are. I honestly, if I know who my kids are, then it means I must know that I'm their father, and that's all I really need to know. I don't need to know too much more about myself other than that.
Think about like people that, oh my God, when you get older and you get
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and they don't know. A lot of times they don't know who they are. Yeah. They don't know themselves, and in turn, they don't know who anyone else is.
But that's different. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, though. But as far as this or that goes, whether you forget yourself or you forget everyone else, I just couldn't imagine. I don't need to know who I am that bad. Like, we are whoever the hell we say we are at the end of the day. Like, who am I? I don't know who I am. I'm whoever.
I get you, and I think that's a great thing. Yeah. But to what you're saying, I'm thinking like, even if I don't remember, like, they can remind me daily. Like, if I'm in their presence daily, like my family and stuff, I see them all the time. Like,
but you're not even gonna know who they are. You're like, who are these?
They'll tell me. They'll keep telling me every day. Yes, I am, because I'm gonna love their presence. I'm gonna love them being around.
But you're not gonna know who they are. It's good. I mean, I respect your opinion, but I just I would rather work on remembering who I am than I would feel more comfort in knowing who they are, because I can be whoever I decide to be at that time. So if I wake up, I didn't know who I was, and I look down on myself, I'm like, all right, well, I look like I can probably do this.
What I'm supposed to do today?
Exactly. Well, my arms work. Oh, this arm don't work. I must have had surgery on this one, but my knees work. Yeah. I'm gonna be whatever the hell I'm gonna be, but it would be. I mean, you wouldn't know that you don't know these people, but yeah, it would be kind of sad at this point just to think about that. But I think that's good.
That's a good one.
On the this or the that. Ready to close this bad boy out?
Let's go.
We out, y'all. That's another podcast. Follow us on IG at Computer Love Podcast. YouTube at Computer Love Podcast. What's up? We out. Thank you for joining, y'all. Peace.
Bye.